This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends, to the show Never Ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Ipico.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 478. Not much of anything.
No, not much at all. We'll talk about not much of all, much of anything.
Yeah.
All right. So, I see you added it in before, so I guess we're going to talk about this first. Big news aside from the game that we're going to somewhat talk about. Lewis Morgan is out for at least 6 weeks after a knee surgery.
Shocking.
Gotta love how we got one game out of him in this year.
Yep. And then he's out at least 6 weeks. And then when does he actually get on the field? Then when does he actually start? You know what I'm saying? Like
basically at least 3 months.
Yeah.
I would say 3 months.
Yeah, we'll see him in the summertime, I guess.
Just in time for Leagues Cup.
Let me tell you, are we having some bad luck? Because I will tell you, he's out for an extended period of time. I just lost Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton for the season for the Devils. If you're a Yankees fan, Garrett Cole is going under Tommy John surgery, so he's gone for the year. Who am I missing? I don't know. There's so many injuries. Oh, Jalen Brunson rolled his ankle. He's out. New York sports is having a bad time these past couple of weeks.
Yeah. So right now, this was posted 4 hours ago on Reddit. Actually, it's from seeing Red. It's just I happened to see it on Reddit. This is the list of injuries for tomorrow's game against Orlando. Questionable is can't even say his name. He hasn't played much, but Mehdi, I guess how you say it, with a thigh injury. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Serge Noma with abdominal problems, that dude has been unlucky for years. So let's just recognize that. Then out. So those two are questionable. Now we have out Victor Bognes with a back injury, Ronald Duncore with a shin injury, Kyle Duncan with a knee, Cam Harper with a knee, Roland Mitchell with a knee, Marcelo Morales with a knee, Lewis Morgan with a knee, and Mohamed Sofa with a groin.
The guy had one great moment, and then it's out. It's out.
Yeah.
One glorious moment a couple weeks ago, and now he's already missing games.
Yep.
God, it blows the mind. It really does.
All right, so let's briefly talk about that Atlanta game that ended 0-0 on the road. Do you have the messages on Blue Sky?
I do. Mostly positive, which is nice to see. Jeremiah said, that's a good draw. There was some stuff to be critical of in the performance, but overall we played well in difficult circumstances against a reasonably good side. It looks like growth. Charles Gardella said it was a good draw. The game was almost unwatchable because of the one Atlanta supporter with the megaphone. You want to talk about that now, or should we talk about that later in the dumping ground?
We can talk about dumping ground because just a real quick interjection.
Well, not dumping ground, but afterthoughts. I mean, afterthoughts.
Afterthoughts, yeah. All right, we'll talk afterthoughts.
Okay, we'll get to that. Ed Ritter said, shaky first half, but excellent adjustments in the second. Need more threat from our strikers. 4 points from our first three with away games against Cincinnati, Atlanta is pretty good. Our friend Steven Santos said, boring game. Thank goodness the Leafs game was on at the same time. I don't know why Taxi is watching the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's unusual. Sahawi said, that's a good point. Great defensive play. Couldn't expect much scoring with Morgan, Harper, and Sofo out. And then lastly, Chico said 7 shots and 0 on target despite 60% possession, which is usually not the Red Bulls game. Just not good enough. They have to be sharper, left 2 points on the board in my opinion. And I will say I almost agree with them because they definitely had a few chances in that game to score, which I will also get to shortly.
So, as with every game, we always do likes and dislikes. I am going to let you carry the load on this one, and here's why. Because my like is that I didn't watch the game and I got the score spoiled.
Oof.
So I didn't have to watch 90 minutes of this. So there's my like already.
Oh, all right. So we're starting with the likes.
Well, you can start with dislikes.
No, I'll start with likes. I mean, like everyone said, good defensive effort. In a tough building in Atlanta. They definitely held their ground. They withstood a lot of pressure early on, like a lot of people talked about. So, a road draw we will always say is never a bad thing. But I will switch to my biggest dislike is that they definitely had a couple huge opportunities that they missed out on in the second half. I can't tell you who the players were, but they had a clean break. It was maybe 5 minutes left in the game, came down with the ball. There was a person wide open on the right side, and he decided to come on in, turn left, and the ball got turned right over. They had a beautiful beautiful scoring opportunity, which they completely missed out on. I don't know how you didn't see this wide open guy coming in on the right-hand side. But that was probably the biggest issue. But yeah, I mean, again, it's the scoreless draw that drives you crazy, right? It's not the draw in itself, but it's like I know we're missing players, and now we're going to be missing players with Lewis Morgan out a while. But you still have Choupo-Moting on that team. You still have Forsberg on the team. You still have guys that you pay a lot of money to make plays and score goals, and it's just not happening right now. It's not totally frustrating. We're 3 games into the season, very early on, but still, these guys got us putting balls in the back of the net.
Yep, got to score. If you want to win, you got to score. My one dislike because, listen, I tried to watch the highlights. I stopped after like 3 minutes. So I didn't even watch the full. I didn't watch the 7-minute highlights that they put up on YouTube, which honestly, I'm even surprised they got that much out of it. But my dislike will be the one yellow. I think it was the one yellow card we had. If I remember the sequence correctly, there was a foul that should have been called or was called for advantage for us. We immediately lost the advantage. It was not called back to the spot. And like a few seconds later, there was a foul by one of our players, and I can't remember who off the top of my head, and he got a yellow.
Yeah.
So if the referee calls that back like they should have, right? Because it's not like we had the ball for more than a few. It's not like we had the ball for like 5 seconds and gave up the advantage ourselves. Then the yellow card doesn't happen. That's the dislike. Because again, I didn't watch this game. I didn't have to.
Right. And you can't, like we all said, you can't be too mad at a road draw. You can't. There's just definitely things they can improve on. I even think without Lewis Morgan playing that they should still be scoring goals. And again, big test coming up this weekend.
Yep. All right. Afterthoughts?
Supporter with the megaphone. Oh my God.
So I'm going to say I did not hear this through the highlights.
The most annoying part about this game was I don't know what they're doing to broadcast, but almost throughout the entire game, you can literally hear it must have been someone on the supporters end with the megaphone. But what's really annoying is you heard nothing else but him. You didn't hear him saying something on the megaphone and like the supporters getting behind him. All you hear is and like just this guy and then nothing. You're like, where's this mic set up? I don't want to hear this one guy talking through the entire game. My God, that was annoying. It was so fucking annoying.
So basically, they turned the supporter section into Charlie Brown.
Yes, it's exactly what it was. And it was just that's all you heard was the one guy on the megaphone. Nothing else. Nothing.
Wow.
So come on, Apple TV. Come on. What are you doing here? You would think these years, and this is the third year of Apple TV, right?
Yes, but in fairness, Apple's not the one producing the games. MLS is. So it's on MLS for not doing this correctly.
All right, MLS is your 20-something year of producing games. So there you go. Even worse. No,
Yeah, you
no
should know how to mic the
sound that
crowd.
bad. Yes, it was so terrible. So terrible. So aside from that, I mean, again, what else are we going to talk about? Not much.
At least I had a more enjoyable night. I went out, got some good Mexican food, came back, played some basically arcade version Ninja Turtles on the Switch. So
And hey,
I was better than watch the game.
Listen, there's nothing better than sitting on the couch and watching the game. Like I love it, but I mean, the fact that you spend 90 minutes just staring at the TV going, the meme of poking the stick saying do something. That's pretty much what this game was.
Yeah. All right. So is that it for the Atlanta game?
Yeah, I think we can put that one to bed at this point.
Okay. Predictions. Nobody got it right. So no change in the standings. Again, pain index. This one, honestly, I just haven't had a chance to look into trying to figure out how to do it. So I'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I'd like to get more activity on, like I said, Instagram with that. So maybe
does Instagram does Instagram do polls?
Yeah, you could do one in the story.
And maybe that's the way we could do it then.
I forget how many options it gives you, but you can definitely do it. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I do have one more thing to say about this game. That turf was abysmal. I actually put that in the stories. That turf was horrific looking. Horrific. And I was literally watching players like fall over on the field. So throwing that in real quick.
I mean, turf in general for this sport just sucks. So
and this looked horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. I mean, you would think this is technically, so we're almost at 30 years, right? Because this is the 30th season.
Right, 96 was the first year.
Yeah, so this is the 30th season. You think they'd had this shit figured out by now?
Nah, fam.
I understand, rich NFL owners not going to want to spend money when he doesn't have to, but come on.
So bad.
At least we have grass.
Yeah, thank goodness.
All right. With that, let's move on to the next match. The Red Bulls will host Orlando City tomorrow, March 15th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know why the game's at 2:30.
I'm not a fan of that.
Because
I'm not a fan of that at all.
It's not like it's on Fox or anything where you could justify the time slot. So I'm just curious what the rationale is. Like, I understand wanting to have like one game be the lead-in for every week, but I don't know.
I'm going to be at work. Don't they know that? Don't they know my work schedule and should adjust accordingly?
And I'm busy because it's fucking 2:30 in the afternoon.
Right.
I got plans.
Upsetting. Very upsetting.
All right. Well, Orlando comes into this game with a 1-0-2 record, 3 points, -1 goal difference, 12th in the Eastern Conference. So not a great start, but that doesn't really mean anything 3 games in. We all know Orlando is a tough team. We had to beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals last year to make the MLS Cup. So there's going to be a little bit of a revenge factor for Orlando City coming into this one. Their 3-game matches was a loss, followed by a win, followed by a loss. They will be without a certain player. Let's see who they lost to a red card in the last match. Wait, I'm sorry. That was New York City. Never mind. Okay, Orlando's not going to be without anybody. I mixed up the red card in my head. All right, so predictions. Sherman, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow?
Staying positive. This is the game where Choupo-Moting scores. Come on, buddy. We need you more than ever. This is what we need you at home, afternoon. Should be really nice weather, I believe, tomorrow afternoon as well. I know we're in the 60s up here throughout the day. Or no, we're in the high 50s. So, I mean, really nice day. Should be in the mid 50s. Great day to come out. Partly sunny. How confident am I feeling in this game? Oh, God. The last win was a 2-0. That was the one I got right. Can they do 2-0 again? I don't know. I'm gonna say 1-0. I'm gonna say 1-0. They're still down. Cam Harper's gone, Morgan's gone, so they're still missing a lot of talent. But I think again, home field advantage should at least get them a win here.
I mean, we have 5 knee injuries, so
right.
So the weather, by the way, tomorrow is supposed to be looks like mostly. I don't know why Google's saying rain showers because it says the precipitation is no more than 20% throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
But temperature is supposed to be around 52 to 53 for like the whole game.
Perfect.
Yeah. For a mid-March game, that's perfect.
Yeah.
The Sunday is where the rain starts kicking. The rain starts kicking in on Sunday. So, my prediction, I really do want to say they're going to win. I don't know if I can predict it though. Only because you scored once and it was at home, or scored in one game and it was at home. We are missing players. I'll say we're going to score, but we're not going to win. I'm going to call it a 1-1 draw. I feel like we just haven't really gotten off the blocks yet.
Oh, that's for sure.
I don't know if we really will, at least in this game. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I really am.
This is where they score. This is when they win 5-0 or something bananas.
Sure. Or 4-1 just because.
Right.
All right. Anything else for Orlando?
No.
Okay. With that, it is time for the F1 update.
And box now, box for hard. Stay out.
Fuck! What
Tire.
First things first, I have not finished watching Drive to Survive. I'm almost done, but I did love the one episode I watched recently. Had that clip in it, which was just so good. So good.
I haven't had a chance to start it yet.
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, it's great stuff. But we're racing this weekend. We're back. Unfortunately, it's at crazy ass times because they start the year in Australia. So it is I think I said it's a midnight start time for the race. It is midnight. Yeah. Yeah, midnight start time. Qualifying is 1 a.m.
Like 12:30 or 1 o'clock. Yeah.
1 o'clock qualifying. So
100%. As we record this at 10 p.m. on Friday night, they're doing their third practice session. So.
Right. Yeah. So 100% will not be up for qualifying. I gotta sneak that in somehow without it being spoiled. It's gonna be spoiled. But I'm going to do my damnedest to stay up for that race. Because now that I'm off on Sundays, which I think I mentioned, I'm gonna try my hardest to actually stay up. I want to watch it. It's the first race of the season. Liam Lawson is now racing for Red Bull, so it's a half new team. Very exciting. Lots of new drivers.
I think there's 6 rookie drivers this year.
So new drivers, really quick. Jack Doohan for Alpine, Oliver Behrman for Haas, Gabriel Bortoletto for Kick Sauber, Andre Kimi Antonelli for Mercedes, who I believe is 18 years old. And he's racing for Mercedes, which is, completely insane.
Well, I think he grew up in there, or he came up in their like academy system.
He did.
F1 academy system. So,
dude, he's like 18 and he's racing in Formula One. Like that, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know how you don't count on this kid to make some mistakes at 18 years old on Mercedes, not for like Kick Sauber or Haas. So Isaac Hadjar for Racing Bulls. And I think that's it. And of course, Carlos Sainz is now on Williams. Lewis Hamilton is on Ferrari. So lots of places moving around, which is really cool. I think it's going to be a great season. Again, I don't think anything's going to slow down McLaren. With Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari, I think it's going to be a very competitive year. And did Red Bull learn from their mistakes from last year? I mean, unfortunately, Sergio cost them a ton of points. Pretty much cost them the Constructors' Championship. So we'll see how Liam Lawson handles that second driver's seat for Red Bull. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped. I'm really looking forward to this season.
Yeah, racing. Well, at least the racing we talk about is back. I feel like General Motorsports is one of those things that never really stops. Just like soccer never really stops. It's just a matter of which league you follow.
Yeah.
But F1 is a thing. And then on top of that, of course, they coincided it with the Australian Grand Prix. They released, I think, the first full official trailer for the F1 movie.
Yep. So that's coming out this year. So that's cool.
Let's try to see that in theaters.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm going to see it in one of those Dolby theaters because we accidentally went to see the new Captain America movie in the Dolby theater, and I think we almost all just had collective heart attacks trying to watch it as your seats shake, your seats literally shaking, your seats actually vibrate and shake. I thought it was just gonna be like Dolby sound, like the sound's gonna be crazy. Oh no, your seats vibrate in it.
Apparently, they stuck some vibranium in to make it a full immersion experience for you guys.
They did, and it was. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna do this again. It was completely insane.
The way you phrase that reminds me of, because years ago my parents took me to, I can't remember if it was Universal Studios or Disney, where they had some like stage show where they of course had like vibrating seats, but then like they had little like vents behind your seat so they could put out air and like a little bit of water to simulate spit. I'm going to tell you what ride you were on. I'm going to blow your mind. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it was at Disney World. It was a like a Muppet-based alien. I'm going to tell you a really crazy story about this. So we're going to go off the rails here, but this is a great story. Yeah. Like this show has rails.
So it's an alien experience ride, right? And you're in a big circular room and you're sitting in a seat, right? And you're kind of strapped into the seat. So I was with like a special tour group or whatever. So I'm in the guy I'm carrying with is sitting next to me, right? And there's like an alien that's in the center of the room in a case, and the glass, like the lights go dark, they come back on, the glass is broken. I'm sure people listening to this have been on this ride, and then the alien's in the room, and then it's walking behind you, and it has the air breathing behind you, right? And then it apparently bites like a person, like a Muppet, and it feels like the water hits you from like that little water spray. So this is the ride, right? This is what I'm describing. This is the ride that you were on.
Definitely what it sounds like, yeah.
Yes, 100%. I remember someone in that room being so terrified that they were shaking their seat, and you're like strapped in like a roller coaster, and they were worming under the seat to like slide down onto the ground and tried to crawl towards the door to get out. It was incredible. But yeah, I know it's not there anymore. But at the time, I think it was like a Muppet themed alien ride in the whatever the future part of Disney World was.
I feel like that would be right, because I'm pretty sure I did this when I was a kid. And my parents would not have taken me on the ride if it was like more of an adult theme. Plus, Disney would never do that adult themed, at least in their main park. So
right. Yep. So there you go. That was the ride.
All right. Just now that we're on the Disney subject, and I it's my fault. It's my fault that we're there. But now for some reason I'm just remembering. I'm pretty sure it was Disney had the Indiana Jones experience. Because Indiana Jones is not a Universal movie, right?
No.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, they had the Indiana Jones show, where it's, it was like the set was supposed to like mimic some like parts of from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and so you get like him swinging, of course, the bullwhip with, of course they somehow, or not somehow, they just use like the audio effect because they really want everybody to hear it.
Yeah.
Fire. A fight with a fake death, like everything. Like, for some reason, when you were talking about the alien immersion, like that popped in my head. I'm like, now wish I could see that show again.
Yep. Do you remember the Batman stunt spectacular at Six Flags Great Adventure?
I don't. This is the weird thing. I grew up not that far from Six Flags. I think I only went like twice in my life.
Oh.
And I didn't see that.
So good.
It is such a weird thing that I grew up not that far from there, and my parents never really took us there.
One year I had season passes. That's how I know.
They kept us busy with like other stuff, so maybe that's why. But it's just thinking about it because of King Ka came down, right? So
yeah, rest in peace, King Ka.
But I mean, I was, and I personally, I'm not a big roller coaster person. For some reason, I can't handle being upside down. So I just never really did roller coasters. But yeah, growing up not that far away from there, I never really went. The weird thing was the only two times I went was because I was in middle school band, and we had a band competition, and the competition let all the kids into Six Flags for the day after they did their set.
Okay.
That's the only time I went, was because of middle school band.
No, I love Six Flags. That place was awesome. We were there not a few years ago.
Just great. All right. Anyway, that's a perfect segment to go into dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
Because again, the show has.
I feel like we're in the dumping. We just jumped right into the dumping ground right there.
We kind of did. But I had to play the sound effect. So.
Yeah, completely at random.
This has been the theme park rant brought to you.
Yeah.
So the dumping ground, the two things I have. First, a little bit of roster move that I just realized was not included earlier. The Red Bulls acquired $100,000 of general allocation money from the Chicago Fire in exchange for the homegrown rights of Sam Williams. Mm-hmm. The Red Bulls also retain a future sell-on percentage and up to $75,000 more in allocation money if certain performance-based metrics are met.
Shout out to my friend Sam Williams, and it's definitely not the same guy because my friend plays guitars for the band Down by Law. So I saw that name, like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Sam's like in his late 40s, early 50s. I don't think that's the guy.
Hey, I mean, somebody had discovery rights on Messi before he came here, right? So it's possible.
It's true.
For what it is, I'd say it's smart business. If you're not going to play the kid, let him go play somewhere else and get some stuff out of him.
Yeah.
As long as you use the money.
Yeah. They won't, but hey, take the money.
All right. The other thing, I know you'll probably see this on the agenda. What would you have thought if you didn't see the agenda item? What would you have thought New York City would put outside of their stadium before they open it? Like a new
stadium?
Yeah.
If they were going to put something outside of it, I would say those four little smokestacks.
See, that would make sense.
Okay.
But did you actually see the item or no?
No, I'm not even going to look. I want you to tell me because I don't even want to cheat and look at. I have the agenda up, but I'm not looking at where that is.
Okay.
Covered up. Okay.
This is reported by the outfield.nyc, which I assume is a New York City FC Substack.
Okay.
They are going to apparently install a massive 31-foot heroic pigeon at Etihad Park. And that's a direct quote from the headline on this article.
31-foot pigeon.
Yes.
One, that's hilarious. I mean, super hilarious. Two, now, I don't know a lot of people have seen the movie Top Secret, but it's one of my favorite dumb comedies made by Zucker Brothers, who made like Airplane 2, right? There's a scene in Top Secret where these two people having a conversation, and there's a gigantic statue of a pigeon behind them, and people fly in and like poop on it, and like flying it like a pigeon would fly in a statue. It was like the vice versa thing. So that's all I can think of is like people flying onto a giant pigeon statue and pooping on it and then flying away. Oh, so would Steve Cohen really let that happen? Does Steve Cohen really want a giant pigeon statue? I mean, there's no way that's true. It's crazy.
The question is, does he have a choice?
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, I mean, I think that's like all his property.
Yeah, but didn't he have to sell it in order for the city football group to build on it?
I don't know, but you would think he would have some kind of say in it since he's redeveloping that entire area. It would be hilarious, though. I gotta say, I'm not.
Okay, hold on.
I'm not.
I found a draft image. I'm gonna send this to you because it is ridiculous. So, by the way, I do not consider this a statue.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently, I can't get that image for that one. There we go. All right, I just sent it to you.
All right.
I do not consider that a statue because it looks like it's painted onto a wall, but still.
If that's the thing, that's not terrible. It's just a flying pigeon. I'd rather have the actual pigeon statue.
I mean,
that's just a
realistically,
picture of a bird.
All right, so for those that want to know what we're talking about, I'm going to post this image to Blue Sky.
All right, and I'm going to post it on Instagram.
Yeah, so you can find it right there. So if you want to see what we're talking about, look on those two social media pages. It'll be there.
Going right into the stories.
Okay. And it's uploading right now to Blue Sky, so you should see there soon. Not that.
Well, I mean, by the time
soon is relative for everybody listening to this because of editing and stuff. Like, I get that they've affection or the fans have like grabbed onto the pigeon moniker, but still.
I know it's a little silly. It's just a little silly.
The Reddit thread where I saw this, and I had to jump in. Someone said this could be cool, or either extremely cool, or a source of league-wide mockery, depending on how the idea have executed. My response was, even if it's well executed, it will be a source of at least some mockery. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Dumping Ground?
Oh my God, everybody! AEW Revolution was a fantastic pay-per-view, minus the end of the main event, which I'm not going to get into. But if you can watch one match, it is Toni Storm versus Mariah May. It is unreal. It's one of the bloodiest matches I have ever seen. It is an absolute masterpiece of storytelling. It's not too long. Just go watch it. It should have headlined the show. I think hindsight 2020, that definitely should have been the main event, because the main event was a bit of a disappointment at the end. But wrestling fans, go find that match and watch it. It is awesome. All I'm gonna say, awesome match.
God, I fucking hate you two sometimes. So I was trying to find it. Of course, it's some guy playing a fucking video game, a WWE video game, and talking about something else.
Yeah, you're never gonna get that on YouTube.
I found a ringside camera view. Somebody just streaming from their phone or whatever.
Oh, also the highlight of that show is during Swerve Strickland and Ricochet's match. Leslie Jones is in the crowd losing her mind the whole time, and it's hysterical. So there you go. There's another highlight of that show. And all the other matches were good. Great show. But that is the one you have to. That is the must watch. That is like
just based on the images you sent me. That's definitely the one I got to try to find.
Yes.
And of course, YouTube is like all the top fucking search results. And I don't want to pay. It was on Amazon Prime, right?
I know. I mean, it was on demand.
Well, I mean through Amazon Prime. Like I don't feel like paying for the whole pay-per-view just for that match.
No, I'm sure you'll be able to find it somehow.
Yeah.
I'll find it for you.
All right. Is that it for the Dumping Ground?
Yes. Now that we've talked about amusement park rides, wrestling, all kinds of random stuff, I think we're good.
Okay. So that just leaves us with the last segment. Oh, wait. You know what? Just remember something else. Something was announced as officially renewed today. I guess you didn't hear about this.
Nope.
Ted Lasso season 4 is coming.
I did. Yes, I did. I actually just read about it. You're right. Yep.
I am honestly surprised it's happening. I thought for what that show was, like the season 3 was like a good ending. You didn't have to worry about cliffhangers or anything like that. And I'm really curious how they're gonna, since Sudeikis is signed on, how they're gonna integrate Ted Lasso into this.
They said he's gonna coach a women's team. That's what I read.
Well, it means he's got to go back to England, right? Because otherwise,
you would think so.
So is he going to be coaching the Richmond women's team? And then there, of course, there's the crossover of, hey, I'm back in Richmond. Let me go talk to the men's team and the people I know over there.
Right. I have faith in their writing, so I have a ton of faith in their writing. It's an excellent show, great writers, so not worried.
I'm just more interested to see how they're going to do it.
Right.
All right. So now it's officially time for the last segment of the show, Truman's Terrible Team of the Week.
That's terrible.
LAFC got absolutely smoked by Seattle, 5-2. I believe it was 1-1 at one point, and then Seattle just decided to blow their doors completely off. Ended up winning 5-2 in Seattle, of course, so the home team advantage. But LAFC, of course, they're still going to be a good team, but that's one you don't want to get embarrassed like that, in your own division there.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger teams.
Also, Jordan Morris, man, the kid is still playing. I feel like he's been in the league forever.
He missed, and the sad thing is he had the window to go to Europe, and I think he got hurt during it.
He's been in the league.
I want to say it's at least
since
10 years.
2016. 2016.
So this is his 10th season.
Yep.
But I feel like I feel like he had his window at one point and he just missed it.
He was well, I'll tell you. So really quick, 2016, he did not play in 2018.
Maybe that's what it was. He got hurt in 18 and it kind of blew up his shot at going.
But man, oh man, it's amazing that guy is still going.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we wrap this one up?
No.
Okay. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month is all you need to get exclusive content whenever we decide to do it. But I thank our producers, Jeremiah Dempster, Steven Santos, Eddie Delecto. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Email us, redbullrant@gmail.com if you want to send us your thoughts, or you can call us, 973-348-5329. It's the voicemail number. Leave a voicemail. Get your voice on the show. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Blue Sky, at Red Bull Rant. At Dr. Seuss for myself, at The Truman for Truman. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
Yeah, you draw on the road, you win at home. You draw on the road, you win at home. So listen, this is a nice day. Again, in the 50s, beautiful day for a game, sunny, get out there. I will be somehow trying to watch while working. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off, but I'm going to give it my damnedest because, again, I don't want the game to be spoiled. That being said, Chupa Moting time. Come on, buddy. Get out there, score, and let's win.
All right. So for Truman and myself, this has been episode 478 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, go Red Bulls.
See you later.